watching movies and jamming out. K-Flix 198.4 Fiction Radio.
Welcome back to K-Flix Fiction Radio, and this week we're rocking the hell out to some British punk from an all-female band known as Lady Parts.
Dude, I'm so excited. Finally, a punk rock episode.
Well, I mean, the last time we did a punk rock episode, it was Josie and the Pussycats, another female band.
You're right, yeah. Yeah.
We're continuing the trend of rockin' females.
Interesting. Yeah, I never have thought of that as a punk rock band, but I guess, yeah, sure.
Of the time, pop punk.
Sure, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're on a trend here. Yeah, but these guys are like, this is the punkest punk I've heard in service of a TV show in a while.
Oh, hell yeah. Certainly in service of a television show.
Big fan of all this music. Couple exceptions, which we'll get to later. But big fan overall.
Oh, yeah. The music choices are really fun. Even the music that exists in our reality.
Yeah, pretty decent soundtrack overall. Although for the first time in a while, I would say the main act is not overshadowed by the rest of the soundtrack for me.
Also, we get a ton of music from Lady Parts, and also
so much.
The individual singers from the band have their own tracks.
Many of them do. And I mean, well, you kind of bridged into it right there, but one of the very, very coolest things about this is it's all their voices.
Yes, I do love when it's the actual actor that is providing the vocals for the songs.
Yeah, it's so cool. So a few of the actors from the show did this interview with the Edinburgh TV Festival, and they said this.
We can play the song.
We play all the songs.
But it's to a track on screen, but the vocals are live.
The vocals are live. We play everything.
But we became very obsessed with being able to play the tunes. So we would say, just turn the track off, and we're going to play it from start to finish and wait to get 100%. Mm-hmm. And one day we got 100%.
Yeah, we did.
So that is so cool. Like, they're playing along, for timing and all that purposes, they're playing along to a musical track, but they're recording the vocals live.
Pretty awesome, yeah.
I think that's a great way to do it. That's a great in-between for, fully live performance, which would be impossible for a loud band like this to get something, quality recording-wise. But to do just the vocals live, I think that's brilliant.
Sure, yeah, just have them sort of sing to the karaoke track, if you will.
Yeah, kind of. And you can feel it. Like in the show, it hits different.
Totally. The vocals are really raw on these songs, and it works.
Yeah, it was a thing I couldn't place my finger on when I was watching it, but then when I came across this interview clip, I was like, oh, that's why.
Yeah,
because they're just actually doing it right there on the soundstage.
I also watched that interview, and I will play a clip from that later on.
Oh, nice.
Before we get too deep into the weeds on the TV show itself, in the opening title sequence, it says working title, like the production company. Mm-hmm. Did that ring any bells for you?
I've heard the name, yeah.
That's what I thought, too. I was like, didn't they do some Edgar Wright movies? And they did. They did do some Edgar Wright movies.
Oh.
And they did a ton of Coen Brothers movies. And I found it fascinating that you could argue that both Edgar Wright and, well, of course, the Coen brothers get a musical reference because I Am a Man of Constant Sorrow is covered in the first episode of this show. Mm-hmm. But I would also argue that the intro, like the way that they count into the song, Ain't No One Gonna Honor Kill My Sister But Me, is a direct tribute to We Are Sex Bombs. So let's just run through these quick tributes to both Edgar Wright and the Coen brothers in properties that we're gonna talk about on the show or have already talked about. So let's just run through this real quick.
Okay, lay it on us.
Here's We Are Sex Bomb from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that count is like this count from Ain't No One Gonna Honor Kill My Sister But Me by Lady Parts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Huh. Okay. I don't know. I feel like it's just high velocity counting. I'm going to push back.
I understand that is a trope in music to do the high velocity counting, but the pitch and the cadence and it's all so similar to the way Alison Pill screams it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, hey, you found the connection in the worlds with the working title thing, so sure.
There's also no way that this show isn't influenced by Edgar Wright in its visual stylings either. So like Edgar Wright is a big influence as a whole on this show. So it's not that big of a leap to be like, oh, the 1, 2, 3, 4 sounds a lot like it does in Scott Pilgrim.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, spoiler alert, kids, we can break that down more in a couple of weeks.
That's true. We got Scott Pilgrim coming at you. Very excited for that.
Super excited. It's been a while since I've seen that one.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, as I mentioned, there's a Coen Brothers tribute as well.
Yeah, you're right with the Coen thing. I actually also read that the creator of the show, Nita Manzoor, credits Coen Brothers with a lot of influence in her filmmaking career. But she does drop a specific bit in for us right there in episode 1 of season 1.
I am a girl of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my days. I am alone in no Whitechapel, the place where I was born and raised.
And that wasn't even a performed song, was it? It was like...
No, it's like her in her closet.
Which I really like some of the fourth wall, not quite breaking, but like they turn it into jelly a little bit.
Musical kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's some musical stuff. There's also some weird, like, transition stuff. You're talking about Edgar Wright. I feel like that's right in his wheelhouse.
Oh, yeah. I remember one specifically where there's a character that blows a lot of smoke, and then it cuts back to the women around the table, and then they're, like, waving the smoke away because it's now in their environment. Yeah.
Yes. And there was one, because I thought of that, because you had talked to me about that prior. There was one right after that where something keeps, like, being thrown into frame at one of them. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
It's
that
like
one
right
escapes
after
me.
the smoke thing. Someone keeps getting hit by something. I can't remember what it was, but it was another one of those, like, it's just this fourth wall breaking thing. The biggest one for me, and the one that almost fully took me out to the extent that I was like, I don't know about this, was the click power.
Oh, of the remote.
The remote control.
Yes, the freezing.
Bisma can turn her daughter, can pause her daughter.
And husband.
Yeah, her whole family. Yeah, I forgot. She can do them both.
Well, I think that's just, like the visual stylings of the show representing her running away from the stressful problems that she has.
Yeah. It's metaphor, of course. It's the most in your face one.
Right, yeah.
One of.
Yeah, because it happens quite a bit, like in season 2 when Syra's writing that song and she can't sing anymore, and then she gets pinned up against the wall like she's choking, like being choked by a demon.
Oh, that scene is so good. What word is she trying to say? War? Can't talk about the war?
Yes, war.
And I have to assume, well, this is too speculatory for me to say this was handed down by the real execs of the show. Like, you can't talk about Palestine.
Right, exactly.
But, like, totally something in there.
Yeah.
So we talked about how everyone sings their own parts in this, right?
Yes.
That means they have a cast full of singers and musicians and creatives in general.
Indeed.
So I thought we could run through each of them real quick.
Of course.
First up, we've got arguably the main character of the show, although it's very much an ensemble, Anjana Vasan as Amina.
The lead guitarist.
Yeah, the lead guitarist, and kind of the reluctant newest member of the band and the narrator for us.
Yes.
But out here in the real world, she does a bit of singing and songwriting herself. So I wanted to play you a couple clips, Shawn. First one is from her song Come to Me, which is apparently a tribute to Shakespeare's As You Like It.
Oh.
Didn't have time to dig into how and why that is exactly. I just listened to the song and I thought it was pretty good.
Under the greenwood tree.
Is that her plucking away as well? Do you know?
Sure is.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, she's on screen plucking right in front of me now.
But winter and rough weather. But winter.
She has a really good voice.
She does, yeah. Yeah, everyone in this has a stellar voice, and it's kind of, you don't get the full capacity of it in the show because it's such, realistic punk songs that they're all just yelling all the time.
Well, I feel like in their solo songs, they do get the ability to really sing more than punk scream.
Bang, you're right there. Yeah, on some of the, like, again, fourth wall breaking stuff, we get more, like, songy songs.
Right.
Because they do some covers and stuff. And I'll talk about a couple later. But another one real quick from Amina this is from her 2021 album, Strange Country Jukebox. The song is called My Name is Johnny Cash.
No, I ain't never been to Nashville, and yes, my
Very in her character to have a country kind of album.
Yeah, I wonder if it was modeled a little bit after her.
be the man in black. I say as loud as I can go. My name is Johnny Cash, and I sing like a man.
Isn't it weird how, like, British accents go away in music?
It's very weird. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it completely vanishes.
Yeah. So you're right. Sometimes it doesn't. There are ones that, like, accentuate it. British rap sounds so British.
Oh my God, yeah.
There's a little bit of British rap in the show, and I'm like, oh my God, you're so British. Whenever I hear it. I don't know why that is. Why it rolls off differently. In, like, sing-songy singing, it all just sounds the same.
Yeah, you can hide it really well.
But yeah, I think she makes some cool music. I'm into this. I'll answer your question for later, early. I do want to listen to more of this.
Well, but this is music for us, though. This is our music.
That's true. This is real world stuff.
Slightly different.
Next up, I have a little clip of, going roughly in order here of how easy it was to find more music by these people. Roughly.
Okay.
Next up, I have a clip of Faith Omole, who plays Bisma. She's sort of she hates being defined as this, but she's the mom character of the group. Like, literally, she's a mom, whereas no one else is.
Yeah, she has a child in the show and also an artist.
Yes. Yeah, no, she's awesome. She's so, I feel for her when she's, like, struggling with her identity within the band, because I'm like, but you're, like, so cool.
Yeah, she's really cool.
Anyway, for her, all I could find was a clip from a stage musical. This is a bit of her performing Cole's Corner, which is from a musical called Standing at the Sky's Edge that I believe premiered in 2023.
I'm going downtown where there's people. Loneliness hangs in the air. With no one there waiting for me. No smile, no flower, nowhere.
Hell of a set of pipes.
Very pretty.
Very pretty. Yeah, she's great. And we don't hear her sing as much in the show, but she gets a few songs. And she gets parts in a lot of the songs. I shouldn't say as much.
The songs are pretty evenly divided.
It's cool how they do that without sounding like, they don't sound like, pop groupy.
No, not at all.
Like, it kind of works. Next up, we have Juliet Motamed as Aisha. She's the drummer in Lady Parts.
I loved this character. She was probably my favorite one in the band.
Oh, she's great. And she's probably my favorite music in real life. She releases songs under the name Azadi.mp3.
Oh, okay. Interesting name.
Yeah, it is. It's a file name.
Yeah.
Kids, I don't know.
She plays bass normally, right?
Yeah, in that interview, the film festival one, she said that she knew how to play bass before getting the crash course on the drums during the show. But she obviously knows a lot about music making in general.
Okay.
Because she's got some killer stuff, in my opinion. Here's a bit from 2019's Summer in the Crypt, which is this whole, like, concept vampire song and music video. It's got, like, thriller vibes.
Okay.
With maybe a little bit of the Weekend.
And this is her singing as well?
And this is her singing, yeah. And then, just for a more recent example, this is from her latest release. This is 2024's Control.
Yeah, this one also sounds like it should be featured in a Blade movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's a gothic through line.
Totally.
For sure. I love this.
I wasn't saying that like a bad thing. Like, it would really fit in a Blade movie. It's a perfect sounding for a Blade movie.
Yeah, dude. This whole album, Control is the name of the album, and this single, it's all really great. It's all got that really gnarly industrial guitar-esque sound that's going on.
Sure. Well, it's also got those like distorted vocals too.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're singing into a machine.
And then, before we get to the actual singer of Lady Parts, I do also want to highlight the actress Lucy Shorthouse, who plays Mumtaz, who is the band's manager. She also has some pretty awesome singing abilities in real life. Again, this is a musical clip. This is her performing 14 Again by Victoria Wood from the musical Talent.
I want to be 14 again. Tattoo myself with a fountain pen. Pretend to like the taste of rum and coke. Chuck my school hat in a bush. Spit on my mascara brush by consulate and teach myself to.
It's a shame she didn't get to sing on the show. I really loved her character, though.
Oh, her character was great. Yeah, it is a shame because she can really sing.
Yeah.
You could hear the Britishness in there.
You could.
Mascara brush.
Certain words.
Also, by the way, this is a song about like reminiscing about being 14 again. Like they get busy early over there, tattoos and getting drunk on rum and coke.
Yeah.
Dang.
They party hard.
So that leaves us with just one more member of Lady Parts, and that is, of course, the singer and rhythm guitar player, Syra, played by Sarah Camilla Impey. Mm-hmm. Now, Shawn, I think you had a little something from the real world for Sarah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would be surprised if we didn't have the same thing of a little soul indie band called A Blossom Fell.
Nope.
That's not what you have?
Not what I found. That's awesome.
All right. Well, here's the song Dregs by A Blossom Fell.
This really is starting to drag on. Pull yourself together, start at the legs. Cause the gossip that splutters every time your eyelids flutter is throwing you out with the dregs.
I love this.
It's got a nice 70s feel to it.
Okay, sure.
I think.
Yeah, I couldn't place what was going on there. There was like a couple influence angles.
Some Jimi Hendrix sort of vibes in there.
Yeah, totally. Okay. So was she the singer of this band?
Dude, this band is old. That song is from 10 years ago.
Okay.
That's just from a SoundCloud. Like they don't have anything streaming. It's not on YouTube.
Nice. Yeah.
It was hard for me to even come across that. So
okay. So we just know that they're linked.
I just know that she's in that band. I can see her in the photograph of like 6 people that are in the band.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So what I found is I'm going to text this to you. Okay, so I just sent you what I found, and that is something pretty surprising at this day and age for like a person who's in a TV show, and it's an active YouTube account, 23 subscribers, and videos with from dozens to a couple hundred views.
Yeah.
And this seems to be Sarah's YouTube account.
It does, yes. Her last video was a year ago.
And it's like of her grandma, it looks like. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's some stuff in here that makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, I shouldn't have been searching this. It seems so personal. But the one clip I want to focus on is one here that's just titled Harmony.
Okay.
And I'm in a similar position as you with the SoundCloud thing. All I know is she's in these photos. It seems to be music that she made. I don't know the full story, but I like this music, so here goes. It's like this is overlaid with like photos of her in the studio.
Okay. I definitely like this.
Yeah. I mean, sound-wise, this has to be that same band that you found.
I would think so.
They sound very similar, and the vocal harmonies are very similar. But yeah, this video, it's 6 minutes long. It just cuts to a bunch of different music. It's like almost like a demo reel kind of looking thing. I don't know. It's not for us, so I don't know what to make of it exactly.
I'm looking at the A Blossom Fell SoundCloud, and they do not have a song by that title. So I honestly have no idea.
I don't know. I don't think there's an exhaustive list. And it might be the thing where the band is just her. And
could be.
Yeah, there's some live stuff on the end of it. I don't know. But I want to find more.
Yeah.
A cursory look told me, oh, there's nothing out here for Sarah. Like real world music. I found something for everybody else, but nothing for the singer of the band. But there is. It's just not well documented.
And the things that she is involved with, they sound great, though we don't know exactly how she is involved with them.
Exactly how she fits into them. It's a little unclear. But yeah, anyway. That's longer than we usually spend on the cast outside of the show, but I just thought everything they were all doing was so cool.
Absolutely.
That's my cast bit. Did you have anything else before we hit the songs from the show?
So you briefly mentioned the director of this show.
Yeah.
Her name is Nita Manzoor. And I have a clip from that interview that you played a clip from earlier, the Edinburgh TV Festival on YouTube, where she talks about writing the music with her family members.
Yeah.
I wrote the songs with my brother-in-law, my sister, and my brother, who also taught the actors how to play the instruments and composed the score. So we kind of grew up in a really musical household. My dad got me a guitar when I was 8, so music has always been like very much part of our lives. So it was just really cool to get to write the songs with my siblings, yeah.
I love that. It's like a real family thing that happened here.
It's so cool. Yeah, it's like 3 of her siblings that write the music with her.
Well, it's her, her brother, her sister, and her brother-in-law.
Oh, brother-in-law. Oh, yeah. Benji, right?
Yes, Benji.
Okay. Yeah. It's a family affair. Totally.
Really is.
And dude, I love when we get a property where it's the whole thing is created out of one mind.
Yes.
Or at least one brain trust. Those things just work better, I think, or work the best sometimes.
Yeah, because it's a fully cohesive thing at that point. It's like from conception to it being finished product, it's one person's sole vision.
Yeah.
You very rarely get that.
You very rarely get it.
Especially with a TV show.
Yeah. The saving grace must be that it's a British production where you're still allowed to do something a little bit naturally. Also, that kind of explains, in that clip, she said her parents gave her first guitar. And that, to me, explains something that I found, not weird, but like it's something that always like irks me in shows when they go overboard making the parents super cool. I feel like all the parents in this show are just like super cool and overly supportive. And it's like, yeah, I get it. They don't all have to be like, no, you're a Muslim, you should respect your faith and stop doing this music crap. But like, they're all like, they're going the extra mile. And it's like, I don't know if all parents do that either, but okay.
Fair. Totally fair. Yes. But I sort of like how the overall feel of the show is that of a positive nature. So it's harder to get that when you have parental figures that are constantly stopping that feeling.
No, you're totally right. It makes for a more enjoyable product.
Yeah.
And I love the parents' characters too. I mean, especially I think we get the most with Amina's parents, and they're great. I love every minute they're on screen.
Both of Amina's parents are hilarious. But I knew that I knew Amina's mom from something, and it wasn't until I went to IMDb to be like, hey, what else has Nita done outside of this show? Maybe I saw something else. And it turns out that I had seen something before I watched We Are Lady Parts for this show.
Oh, yeah.
In 2023, she did a movie called Polite Society, and I loved this fucking movie. I told so many people to watch it. I got my mom to watch it. My mom was a big fan of it. So if you've never heard of it, or if you've never seen it, please, dear God, seek out the movie Polite Society. It is such a fun action movie with a heart of gold.
Yeah, you told me about this earlier today and sent me the trailer. I'll definitely want to check it out. It looks to be, when I was reading about Nita, I said she credits the Kohne brothers as a big influence on her style. Jackie Chan is another one listed in that group of influences. And I'm like, oh, I think that comes into play more in that movie.
It totally does. It totally does. It's like an Edgar Wright Jackie Chan movie.
Oh, nice. Sold. Thanks for pointing that out to the rest of us.
Happy to.
That said, Shawn, do you want to dive into the music from We Are Lady Parts by the band Lady Parts?
I do, but before we tackle the Lady Parts music, I do want to go ahead and just give a quick shout out to Sister Squire, who's like an overarching fictional artist within the show.
Yeah.
She has this song, Monkey Man Dance, but we really only get like 3 seconds of the song in the show, and they never released a full version to my understanding. But She is like, they credit her as being like the first ever woman Muslim punk artist.
Yeah, that's a cool character, and she's instrumental in kind of throwing the leader of the band into
like a spiral,
like a crisis, later when she's trying to figure out how punk she needs to be.
And then I also just want to mention that there are a handful of other artists throughout the show. Mostly in season 2, they start to come across a lot more.
They bring in a bunch of cool stuff.
But at the same time, most of them, like in the final episode of the show, you see a lot of people performing at that sort of creator meetup
at Momtaz Records.
Place. Yes, at Momtaz Records. But we don't get any of their names, so I didn't really pull any of that. So that's just a thing for you to sort of experience on your own when you're watching the show. And it's radically different music stylings, too, that are going on in that scene.
It is included on the soundtrack of the show. It's like the last track. It's got a weird name because it's a compilation of like 3 or 4 songs.
I did see that and listen to it,
yeah.
But at the same time, we still don't get like, oh, well, this is the fictional artist that's going on here, at least to my understanding.
No, I think it's more nods to just like cool musicians that they know in real life. So they don't bother giving them a fictional name or anything. It's just highlighting the music, steady cam through on to the next thing. And it works. I think it's really cool. I like that they included it.
Oh, it's very cool.
The show's pretty musically rich.
Yes.
Like we get hints from all directions outside of the band. I love the slam poetry stuff that they dip in on season 1.
Yeah.
We also get a couple of different renditions of Hoobastank's legendary The Reason.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, we get a lot. Yes.
Including a performance in the middle of a traffic jam being caused by a band setting up in the middle of traffic. And one angry driver yells out, "I hate this song." And then someone else replies, "No, this is a mid-2000s classic. I'm with the first one."
Yeah, me too. And that's why I laughed real hard when they said it.
It pops up over the whole show, really, the Hoobastank song, but the way that they land it and go like, we know it's like ridiculous too, I thought was really good.
Totally. So now we can officially get into the lady part stuff.
Yeah, we've been teasing it for a while. Let's do it. Let's hear some of this punk rock music.
Yeah, let's hear some of that music. And why don't we start with a thing that you've already heard the count in for? Ain't no one gonna honor kill my sister but me.
She stole my eyeliner. What a bitch. And she's been stretching my shoes out with her fucking big thing. It's an honor killing, it's an honor killing. It's an honor killing, it's an honor killing. I'm gonna kill my sister.
I did my normal thing of listening to the soundtrack before I started watching the show.
Sure.
This is the first song on the soundtrack, and
it's the first song in the show too.
Yes, it is. And I was like, holy fuck. I did not expect it to sound like that. I did not expect the lyrics to be as abrasive as they were.
The subject matter,
yeah. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I was completely floored.
Yeah. It's a good way to burst in.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, for them to sound like that and be like, we need more guitar is wild because they're pumping out so much sound.
That's true. Yeah. I guess they want that lead, which I'm on the fence on. Does a punk band need a lead guitar? Not really, but
they can certainly sound great without it.
But I'm okay with the direction they go. This song, to me, is just like, it's a punk song, and it sounds like a punk song, and it sounds like an old school punk song. Where am I going with this? What I want to say is it reminds me of Slater-Kinney, but I don't want to say it in the way of like all girl band, right? All girl band.
Okay.
But it really does sound like early, especially Slater-Kinney stuff. A little from their classic Dig Me Out there.
Yeah.
But it's got that, like, they're, in both cases, in the Slater-Kinney case and in Lady Part's case, they're emulating that very early punk thing of the, like, vibrato voice.
Totally.
The thing that, like, the Dead Kennedys perfected, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, man, I thought the same thing with that song.
Fuck yeah.
This is coming in hard, and I love it.
And there's another version of it as well. So they shot like a pilot for this in what, 2018?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's correct. It was a 15-minute short kind of thing. It works differently in the UK. You can like get funding for arts. So I think it was like one of those deals.
Yeah. So there's an earlier version of this song, and it does swap out a few of the members of lady parts. For instance, it has Ritu Arya from Polite Society as Syra in the pilot, which I thought was awesome because I didn't know that they worked together that far back.
Yeah, it's cool to see how the cast changed from the short/pilot to the show and who stayed, because I think Anjana was in there.
Yes.
Who plays Amina, and there was one other actor.
The drummer is the same.
Okay, yeah. Aisha, Juliet Mohammed.
So here's the version from the pilot.
And she's been stretching my shoes out with her fucking big feet.
They definitely figured out a way to up the amount of sound being put out by the three women.
Yeah, well, I mean, this sounds like an actual 4-track recording, like a actual garage band would make.
True.
It was a good call going in for the full production in the show, even though the band doesn't go into the studio until season 2, having the songs fully produced.
Yeah, I agree.
But I like both versions. It's fun to hear sort of what's essentially the demo version of the song.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it.
All right, next up, I figured we'd hit, I don't know, is this maybe the big single from the show? It's certainly one of them.
I would say that it's the big single, yeah, because it's the one that we hear the most.
Yeah, this is the one that they come up with just as soon as Amina joins the group, or is considering joining the group, on the spot. Amina says the phrase Bashir with the good beard, and Syra does that songwriter thing of oh, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
The Dewey Cox thing. And immediately writes the song.
The Dewey Cox thing, that's so fucking funny. Just see him stare out into the distance yes, that's the perfect phrase. Fuck, that's so good. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah, just total inspiration moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's a clip from Bashir with the good beard.
Bashir with the good beard. You say you think I'm weird. Bashir with the good beard. Want to love me? Want to love me? Want to love me? Bashir with the good beard. You're gonna disappear.
Getting a little lead guitar in here.
Yeah, this is what Amina brings to the group. I like it. It's a gnarly guitar.
Yeah,
it's not too pretty. It's got angles, which I appreciate. I mean, this is them. It feels like it's still I think there is a bit of evolution, if you want to call it that, over the course of the show in their sound, from sort of rough to smooth.
Oh, yeah.
Starting with the honor killing my sister one. That's total, just as punk as you can get.
Yeah.
It's so good.
They also get a little goofier lyrics-wise as they keep going.
They do, yeah. And that becomes a plot point in the show, too.
Yes. This song, though, the Bashir with the good beard, I think is a good representation in the way that the verses are broken up between the three singers.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's very round robin.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there are numerous democratic and non-democratic ways of breaking up songwriting responsibilities in a band.
Yeah, look at the Eagles.
Look at the Eagles for how not to do it, apparently. But there's different ways to do it. Queen broke up songs on each album.
That's true.
Each member of Queen had, their selection of songs on the album, and it wasn't as heavily weighted towards Freddie as you'd think.
Right.
So it's a bunch of ways to do it. I like that they do it inter-song, and we get to hear all of their voices on most of the tracks.
It's very fun because all three of them have such a unique punk vocal sound.
Yes.
And before we move on, this song also has a secondary version.
It does, yeah.
There is another fictional band in season 1, and they do come back in season 2 a little bit, but they're called Second Wife, and in season 1, they represent a slightly younger Muslim female band.
Yes.
That is on the come up, and Lady Parts is worried about them stealing their thunder, and they decide to do a cover of Bashir with the good beard.
Are my clothes too tight? Do I love too much? You say I'm not so polite. I say fuck you very much. Bashir with a good beard.
And I can understand why Lady Parts is a little threatened by this, because this sounds pretty dope.
It does. I wouldn't take it. I like their sound more than I like their sound on a cover. Having heard the other version of this song, I'm like, you're kind of ruining it for me. But like, if I just heard that sound with original songs, I'd probably dig it.
Sure.
I do like it. And yeah, in the show, I mean, they're even more of a threat because like you said, they're a little younger, so they're a little more like digitally capable. They seem to have more money.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons to be scared. But yeah, I wish we could hear a little more Second Wife.
I do too. You know, a little bit of what they sound like on their own, you know, not doing a cover of Lady Parts, because we really only hear them do the Lady Parts cover, right?
I think so, yeah. If anything else, it's very little.
Oh, I think maybe in the second season we get a little bit of the singer from Second Wife do a song at the Montez Records.
Oh, yeah, you're totally right. Yeah.
I think we get like a little sample there.
Yes. But yeah, I like that band as a competition factor for them.
I do too.
And it's like you think they're going to be the big bad in season 1, but then the big bad ends up being the journalist.
Yeah.
Really
man, she sucks.
Yeah. I mean, it works out okay for him.
Yeah. In the end, it works out just fine.
We're in, what's the fucking Apple TV show with the Jason Sudeikis?
Ted Lasso.
We're in Ted Lasso land here. Like everything mostly turns out okay at the end of the
season. That's fair, yeah. So this next song that I want to play is going to be pretty quick, but I have to play it, and I'll tell you why afterward. We're going to hit Villain Era from season 2.
Oh, okay. Skipping ahead. I love it.
Jimmy ate my yogurt, now he's putting it back. Used to ignore you, now I'm playing attack. Drop the defense, now I've got you in my skull, Jimmy. Back away from the fridge slowly. Got your email, Jimmy, you sent it at night. You expect a response, but I'm tucked in tight. I'm different now, Jimmy, I'm in my power. I'll respond to your email at a reasonable hour.
So I got a bone to pick. I know it, Jimmy, and I fucking hate him.
Oh, yeah.
No, not at all. This song has the chip-choppy vocal structure that I fucking love.
Nice. I think in season 2, they moved to a bit more modern. And when I say more modern, I mean in our old-ass lifetimes sound. Whereas season 1 is like all the songs are like, they have like a leg in like 70s punk. True ass OG punk. This song is like, it feels like The Offspring to me.
Oh, totally.
I bet Offspring has a lot of chip-choppiness that you can love, Shawn.
Offspring does have a lot of chip-choppiness, yeah. But this one's like a twofold because the musical structure is also chip-choppy. So it's like, it's a twofer for me of just like, ta 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 ta. And I'm like, yes, yeah! So, yeah, I'm a big fan of this one, man. It's chip-chopping all over the place. Everywhere I look, it's just chip-chopping me apart.
That's great. I'm glad to hear it. I like that song a lot.
It's good.
Nice. Well, there you have it, folks. Another Shawn-approved chip-choppy track.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, if season 2 is on the table...
You bet it is.
I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of the song Malala Made Me Do It.
Nobel Prize at 17. The baddest bitch you've ever seen. Crush your heart and hope to die. It's Malala Yousafzai. Malala Yousafzai. Malala.
It's like an outlaw song.
Dude, I really love when a band takes a huge swing like this and it pays off of doing a completely other musical genre than what they're used to doing. It's so fun. It really reminds me of a couple of things. I just want to play 2. First off, reminds me of the Blues Brothers doing the theme from Rawhide. Just because it's not their style at all, and they nail it so fucking hard with this. And then also something that I think I may have exposed you to very recently, a song called Ghetto Cowboy by Mo Thugs.
Oh, yeah.
Done got myself into a whole heap of trouble, double crossed by the law, so it's nobody to run to. Yeah, it's just me and my sawed-off shotgun. Outlaw, call him Leatherface. I'm headed for
There should be more harmonica in rap.
Oh, there should just be more harmonica everywhere.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, if we're getting picky, I would love to hear bass harmonica well used outside of the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds album. I feel like I didn't catch it last time I listened to that song, the Mo Thugs one you just played, but like I feel like that's a precursor to like Old Town Road.
Oh,
you know?
totally.
Or just the whole Lil Nas X thing.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like when a band takes a swing like that. You know, I love me some Clash.
Oh, yeah.
And I just had this thought. But to me, this is a bit like the Clash covering Brand New Cadillac on their album London Calling. It's an older song. It's a song from the 50s, I think. And then they took a swing and they went, we're going to kind of Clashify it.
I love that.
Similar thing, similar like Western roots.
Yeah.
And then lastly, while we're talking Western roots, I just want to call out, because this song reminded me so much of it, this really, really old Andrew Bird song called Way Out West from his album The Swimming Hour.
Yeah, I skip this time and jump a westbound train. And you take these.
It's got that traveling snare groove.
Yeah.
And I just, love me some Andrew Bird. So if I can call out an older track, I'll do it.
No better time than now.
But it's just, it makes you want to go like dig for oil. Song like that. Ride a train somewhere, obviously.
Oh, yes. Definitely get on a train.
Go to the saloon and find yourself a patch.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Shawn, I've got a couple songs left, including my favorite song, which we have not talked about yet.
I'm out.
You're out. Great. Very quickly, I wanted to cover some of the covers. Not all of them, and we don't have to spend much time on them, but there are quite a few covers in the show. Maybe my favorite cover is the first one we hear from them as a band, because there are covers that are sung, outside of the fourth wall again. But as a band, we have them playing in a pub for a bunch of old white racist Brits, and they choose the Dolly Parton classic, 9 to 5.
This is a really good punk version of this song.
It's great. And it's got that like open throttle, like it's like a New York Dolls punk
It
sound.
is.
It's just lit on fire, the guitar at least. So big props on that one. We've also got, I think, for something that's been done over and over and over in music, I think they did pretty good on their Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears cover.
Sure.
And I wanted to give them extra points for including the bit from the music video that references Titanic.
All aboard! Brittany, before you go. Oh, it's beautiful, but wait, isn't this? Yeah, it is. But I thought the old lady dropped it in the ocean at the end. Well, baby, I went down and got it for you. You shouldn't have. Oops, I did it again to your...
I do love the way it starts. It's so good.
Yeah. It's a good cover. It makes you feel good. They play it at a wedding.
I do love when they get booked for the wedding and they're like, oh, what, we got to play Britney fucking Spears? And they're like, yeah.
And then it cuts to like that.
Sorry for the piss poor accent there.
No, that was excellent, sir. And then the last cover I wanted to hit, only because we've talked about it before record time, is their take on Queen. Here's We Are the Champions.
Now, I know that I told you this yesterday, that I was going to find a way to articulate why I'm not a fan of this cover.
Uh-huh.
I can't.
That's fair. I mean, I think ultimately it's what we talked about, and maybe we don't have any business covering Queen.
Really, the only cover version of this that my brain thinks of fondly is at the end of, I think, Mighty Ducks 2. Where they're singing it like around the campfire. It's
Okay,
Mighty Ducks
sure.
1 or 2. But that's not even like a real thing, That's just children singing around a campfire.
Yeah, and that's through that's already been put through the American sports blender that a couple of Queen songs went through.
Exactly. Listen, musically, it's not bad. Vocally, it's not bad. It's just, I don't know why I can't connect to this cover. All of the other covers, I think, sound great, but this is the one where I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't do it for me.
I get it. I think there's something to be said for, like, certain songs and certain bands just did it right. and they're not meant to be messed with. I don't know. Like, it's kind of the same thing. Like, Led Zeppelin is another band where it's like, I've never heard someone cover Led Zeppelin and go like, oh, wow, they really like brought some new energy to it. It's like, no, they were a performance band. Queen is a performance band. You know, some bands write songs that are like composed, beautiful songs, and they can be taken and spun off in any number of different ways.
Right. Some
are just like, oh, you captured lightning in the studio. Don't mess with it.
And I understand that thematically the song is going to work better than, say, you know, if they did 8675309 by Tommy Two Tone.
I wish they did a different song by Tommy Two Tone. One of his other hits.
Yes, yeah. Give me a secondary Tommy Two Tone, please.
I want to just go out on the street. Quick, name a Tommy Two Tone song, not Jenny.
I'll give you $5,000.
Give me $5,000 if you can name any song by Tommy Two Tone that isn't 8675309.
I would not win that $5,000.
I certainly wouldn't either. I'm sorry to say nothing against Tommy.
No, and I love that song.
Love it. So from here, really, I had two more songs that I wanted to hit.
Great.
Let's start with Glass Ceiling Feeling.
Okay.
It's kind of the big final number. There's a lot of plot intertwined with it, which I don't even want to spoil all of that. Suffice to say, it is a song that they feel like should be on their album. The record label doesn't because they think it's a little too spicy. Politically, socio-politically speaking.
They think it makes them look bad, which it does because they should look bad.
It totally does. Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of other like record executive fuckery going on. A lot of the stuff you always read about bands going through when they right after they sign.
Yeah.
Over and over and over.
They're tropes for a reason.
What comes out of this is a song called Glass Ceiling Feeling. Here's a clip from it.
Please shut up, I've had enough of you putting us down. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Is it us or is it them? Why they trying to own us? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Lonely, sad and broken, overwhelmed and numbing out, living in slow motion. Glass ceiling feeling.
The musical progression in the chorus reminds me of something. Like a Kiss song or something.
Oh, interesting. All I can think of is fucking Mary Poppins, and I hate that they do the supercalifragil whatever line there. Hate it. This is my least favorite song in the show. I feel like though that wording in particular is like cringy. I feel like this song is just it is almost representative of what happens to bands sometimes when they do sign for the big label deal.
Yeah,
it's more boring than the rest of the songs.
Yeah, it's like a ballad rock song.
Yeah,
it's didn't they had like an infomercial for that, like Heavy Ballads or something like that in the day, didn't they?
Probably. Sounds about right on a 2 CD set.
Yeah,
probably. What would be on that? Every Rose Has Its Thorn. November Rain.
No, definitely November Rain. Yes, I was about to say November Rain. Yeah.
Yeah, kids. Back in the day, they used to take all the most overplayed music and put them on CDs and then sell those CDs on TV. Sometimes spending a half an hour of television time selling you that set of music that is never more than those songs.
Bed of Roses could have been on there. The Bon Jovi song.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. There's something. It's not quite fully unlocked, but you hit on something that I remember.
Yeah.
Heavy ballad. Monster ballads.
Monster ballads.
That's what it's called.
It. There it is.
I was close. A couple times.
I was pretty close.
You were almost there. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Oh, there we go.
The ultimate experience.
Wait by White Lion. I've never heard of White Lion.
I know White Lion.
Oh, you do? Nice. 4 CD set, Shawn.
Jesus. Oh, there it is. Is that Skid Row?
Skid Row, yeah. Winger.
Oh.
Whitesnake.
Yes.
$29.99 for
There's Kiss.
Fuck yeah.
This is the only way to get the real Monster Ballads.
Tesla.
Value this good.
Cinderella.
I was about to sing along with that one.
Get Monster Ballads, the ultimate.
Oh, more than
More
words.
than words.
Which is in the show.
Yeah. That's a fake band.
Extreme?
Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of something else. Hold on. But I'm almost betting that it was on Monster Ballads. Oh. Shit on me. I can't think of it right now. Oh, no. Okay. I think it was is it in my fake bands playlist? Please let it be in there. I thought I put it in there. You dick. Why is it not in here? I'm such a... Yes! It's The Heights. How do you talk to an angel? I bet that was on fucking Monster Ballads.
Oh,
This is a
okay.
fake song. A fake band.
So fine, how do you talk to an angel?
Oh, yeah, I've heard this song. Yeah.
Yeah. This is from a TV show about a fake band.
Really?
Yeah.
I may only know this song from a Monster Ballads commercial.
I bet you do, yeah.
A series that aired in 1992, The Heights. I know nothing about this.
Yeah.
Is this a K-Flix episode someday?
It's on my list, yeah.
Wow, okay, we're dragging up all kinds of stuff at the end of this Lady Parts episode. That's great. How did we even get here?
Oh, because the song sounded like a Monster Ballads track.
Oh, yeah, like a heavy ballad. That's what you were saying. Yes,
Yeah.
and I agree with you. That is what's going on here, and I don't love it. It to me, it tells me you are out of like songs that are bubbling up from inside you, and now you're trying to write something. It's what it sounds like a little bit.
A goal-oriented song, yes.
Yeah. Just trying to get to the finish line. It's not calling to escape from your mouth or fingers or mind, whatever it is.
Right.
It's just like we got to write a song. I don't know. It's portrayed differently in the show, like it is something that needs to escape, literally.
Yeah.
But to me, it's the most subdued and boring of an otherwise pretty electric soundtrack.
I would agree with that.
All right, let's bring this baby home.
Let's land the plane, buddy.
I've got one more song, and it is my favorite song in the show.
Oh.
And it is Voldemort Under My Headscarf.
I love that, like, he's alive. Like, it's...
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's,
very, like, Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's Faith Omole, I believe. That's Bisma, right?
Yes.
I just think this song's a winner. I think it's musically, it's all that. And it's also lyrically, like, rides that perfect line of being, like, super clever and super poignant and super funny. And it's about a Harry Potter thing, but you don't have to know about Harry Potter to get it.
Right.
Which is important for me.
Yeah, also for me.
I think it's a good, clever, lyrical song.
The chorus of Voldemort gets stuck in my head more than any of the other choruses have in the last week.
And it's got that perfect, like, melody hook coming into the chorus.
It really does. It's super catchy.
Yeah, that's why I hesitated earlier when I was like, Bashir with the good beard. Is this the single, or is it like I could see Voldemort being the single?
In universe, it is the single.
Gotcha.
Because, I mean, other people are covering it, which means that it has to be like their big song.
That's true. It's like the one that the old people quote to them. Like anytime you meet an older person in the show, they're like, "Oh, I love your song, Bashir with the good beard."
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty featured, but I can't ever feature the Voldemort one enough because I think it's just pretty perfect tune.
Yeah, it's really fun. So it's a winner in my book as well.
Yeah, man. Anyway, just like the show, I wanted to end us on a good note and play something I loved.
Love that. Great call, buddy. I think I know how you're going to answer the question this week, but I've got to ask it out of habit. If Lady Parts were real and producing music in our reality, would you listen to them?
For sure, 100%. I'm so glad that there is real music by all the artists involved to listen to. I guess I would like to hear more music by the family band. whoever's writing these songs, because they're almost all like just home runs.
Even the compositions of most of the covers are very creative, and I like the way that they turned out.
Yeah, there's a ton of covers in here we didn't talk about today.
There's a lot of music in this show, so there's plenty of things for you to discover on your own when you enjoy the 12 episodes that exist of We Are Lady Parts at the time of this recording.
Super quick, awesome, uplifting watch.
Very much so. I'm not quite sure that we're going to feel as uplifted next week when we tackle our newest property for the show. We're going to do the new Ryan Coogler movie, Sinners.
Yeah, which I have not even seen yet. You got to catch it in the theater recently.
Yeah, I went to see it last week, and I was sitting there in the theater, and I went, holy shit, this entire movie is about a fictional artist. And I had no idea at all walking into the movie theater.
Awesome, dude. Well, I'm super excited to do a new one.
Yeah, brand new.
Brand new. I was going to say Lady Parts isn't old, but like, yeah, let's get topical.
Yeah, we're going to get our blues on. Well, we hope you had fun this week here on K-Flix. I know I did. So if you share that sentiment, please give us a rating and review on whatever platform you're currently listening to this on. And if it happens to be YouTube, give a like and subscribe.
And find us anywhere at fictionradiopod.com and fictionradiopod@gmail.com.
See you next week for Sinners.
Watching movies, jamming out. K-Flix 198.4 Fiction Radio.